Funko presents Pop Talk Live from Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con with our guest, William Zabka.
What's up, everybody? Hall H, here we are.
Yep.
Put him in a body bag. Let's hear him. Sweep the leg. Strike first. Strike hard. No mercy. Eagle Fang rocks. Bite like an eagle, everybody.
I love when we bring real celebrities up here. All right. Way easier. All right. William, let's talk about Funko, obviously, is all about collectibles. Tell me what you collect.
I collect second place trophies. Started in 1984. The terrible crane to the face. And I've been picking them up ever since. I also collect, I don't know, I collected stamps and coins and baseball cards. But right now I'm really focusing on second place trophies and trying to get the first place trophy if we can do that. But we'll see.
Best answer we've ever had to that question, by the way. That's pretty funny. All right. So acting and production are in your blood. Tell us about your family background and how'd you get into this profession?
Well, my parents met. This is a little expose on me. My folks met working on The Tonight Show. My dad was the associate director of The Tonight Show. My mom was Johnny Carson's brother's assistant. So they met there, and they, had me. And then I grew up on sets my whole life. I was walking in NBC studios when I was a kid, walking on the back stages. Moved to California when I was 10. My dad worked on lots of movies, Clint Eastwood and Chuck Norris, and he did Midnight Run. And so I was always around sets and movies. It was very second nature to me. When I was 12 years old, my parents asked if I wanted to, do commercials, and my question was, do we have enough money to be on TV? And they said, no, they pay you. And I said, wait, they pay you to do this? I said, all right. So I signed up to do commercials when I was 12 and, just took it as a hobby and held it loosely. My dad always said, treat it like a sport. Don't take it too seriously. If you're going to be upset every time you don't get something, then we'll stop doing this. So he kind of taught me to hold it loosely and have fun with it. And then Karate Kid came around, and then I became an actor. And then I became known as a quintessential 80s So, thank you, folks.
Was there ever a time in between acting or producing that you actually ever had a real, I want to say a real job. That was a slip.
Oh, I had many real jobs.
A normal job, a normal non-Hollywood type job.
Well, actually, after I did The Karate Kid, I knew the movie was going to come out, and I was like, I'm not going to really be able to do certain jobs. So I took a job as a busboy at Fridays. And the week before the movie came out, I was carrying 2 tubs full of junk or whatever, glasses and food and everything. And the manager was barking at me to give him 200%. I'm like, dude, I got 2 tubs full of greasy plates right here. I quit. And I laid it down. It was a Saturday night, and I laid it right there in front of his feet. He goes, you can't quit. I'm like, yeah, I do. And I knew in my mind that Karate Kid was coming out in a week. And that was that. So that was that, yeah. And then I came back actually, not long after that, and the guy's giving me a great table, and turns out he was an actor, and he wanted to talk.
Yo.
True story.
Did they enforce the pieces of flair in your busboy days?
What was that? Oh, you know what? That was for the waiters. The busboys just had greasy arms and aprons.
There you go. Yeah. All right. I made that one up myself. It wasn't even on the card.
That's a good one.
Yeah, thanks. Feel pretty good about that. Okay, so Johnny Lawrence, villain in the original movies. The show comes out, the TV show comes out, and you're beloved. You're a sympathetic character. Like, how has that changed how fans treat you with Cobra Kai versus the original Karate Kid?
Well, one is people, I used to have dads walk by tables and bring their kids up to meet me and say, this is the biggest hole in the whole world. And then they walk away. Now, people are, listen, I never saw Johnny as a villain. I know he was the bad guy in the movie, but the way I played him as Billy Zabka, being able to play Johnny Lawrence, just to find a soft spot, and that was the end when he hands him the trophy, and Kreese saying sweep the leg, and he doesn't do it. So I figured he had a bad sensei. He wasn't like a bad guy. He had a good core, and Cobra Kai is kind of built on that core, on his goodness and what happened and who is he. And so it's been great.
Basically co-writing and producing a short film.
That's right.
So how'd you get involved with that?
Well, first of all, I was nominated for writing and producing a short film, and we lost. So I got the second place trophy there. But my speech, what I wanted to say, and I really was going to say this, is to walk up and say, I'm really honored to get the Academy Award for producing and writing, but what I really want to be is an actor. That's what I was going to say. Didn't get to say it. I was a filmmaker. I had a film camera in my hand from the time I was 10 years old. My dad had an 8mm film camera, and I was like the youngest kid in the 8mm film clubs, constantly making movies. We did like Star Wars spoofs, and I'd take a little needle and scratch the film where we were shooting out of a lightsaber, and we did a lot of fun stuff. One day I'll put those all together and put them out, because I was like 10, 11 years old, and they were really creative and cool. What was the question?
I'm just curious, because like usually there's like 4 or 5 nominees. How do you know you got?
Oh, yes.
How do you know you got the second place trophy?
So, how do I know I got second place? That's really true. Thank you for putting me in my place there.
Could have been 5th.
Our film, it's true, just to be nominated. So I went to film school. After high school, I didn't go to acting school to become an actor. I went to film school to become a filmmaker. That was my first love. And while I was at Cal State Northridge studying film, I had the audition for karate. Yeah, Northridge. See, son. While I was there studying, I got cast in The Karate Kid, and then had to pull out of school. And then we actually filmed the final tournament scene in the school, in the campus, so I got to go back and do that. But I was always a filmmaker at heart. There was a time in my career where I just felt like I didn't want to do somebody else's lines and be in somebody else's play, and wanted to get behind the camera and do what I love first. So went to Europe, came up with the idea for a movie with my partner, and we spent 2.5 years making this short film that's called Most. That's really powerful short, and finished it, toured all the festivals, and then we're nominated for an Academy Award, which is incredible, because short films don't get seen mostly, so you have to have something like that on it to give it a stamp for people to know about it. So at the time it was very cool. And I love that just as much. In fact, sometimes I think I love that more. It's to take myself out of the picture. I was going to be in the short. That's partly why I did it. And then while we were making the film, I thought, I don't need to be on this canvas. So artistically, that was like a really great moment in time in my life. It ended up taking 2-3 years to make it, and then walk the Academy Awards, and turned down a lot of movies along the way and acting parts, and put all my money into it, all my family's money into it. So it was a passion project. So there's that. Right. So check it out, Most.
So, I probably know the answer because of your parents' background, but they're the influence, right? They're the influence that got you into this, got you excited about this career.
Yeah, by default, like it wasn't on purpose, but like when I was a kid, when I was like 5, I went to visit the Sesame Street set, where Snuffleupagus was hanging from the ceiling, and I saw Big Bird like this and the little camera, and I was just fascinated with all that. My dad worked on The Love Boat and all these different shows, so I was always around it. So by osmosis, I kind of, it was just something that I thought was fun and wanted to do. So yeah, definitely my parents. I'll tell you, my first thing ever on TV was an extra on The Love Boat. My dad got me to swim in the swimming pool. Jacqueline Smith walks by, and I'm on a raft in the pool, and I remember watching the episode, and I'm literally on the raft staring into the camera like this. I ruined the whole scene. I gotta find that someday. That's gotta be cool. So yeah, my folks, but with everything. So yeah, my folks' influence, yeah.
All right, Mike.
And Chuck Norris.
Well, there you go. Okay. Mike.
All right, Here we go. Favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie of all time? Let's see. Karate Kid doesn't count, but Rocky. I would say Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Good one. If you were
Three Amigos.
What was that?
And the Three Amigos.
Oh, that's good. If you were a superhero, what would your superpower be?
To defend against a crane kick at all costs. That would be my first one. It was so illegal. Yes, thank you, sir. And then actually, like, if I could really have a superpower, I'd be able to teleport, avoid the airport lines, and just kind of, wouldn't that be awesome? Just to kind of like, you got to get somewhere and avoid all that. That'd be cool. Say what? With or without clothes? We'll talk later.
Great answer. All right, favorite cartoon growing up.
What was that one?
Favorite cartoon growing up.
Favorite cartoon growing up? Let's see. Popeye, I guess. You know. And by the way, Popeye had spinach, and as a joke on the show, we talk about Johnny Lawrence's spinach as his Coors Banquets.
Yeah. All right, tell us a place in the world that you haven't been yet, but you'd like to visit.
Florence, Italy. Why not?
Yeah, I've been. It's great. All right. Most memorable gift you ever got as a kid?
Most memorable gift was my bike. I guess everybody's first bike, right? You know that. It was a cool bike with handlebars up like that and a banana seat. That when I moved from New York to California, I showed up with that bike, and everybody else had the Mongoose cool things with the knobby tires, and I got laughed off that bike within about a day. So I had to upgrade it, and I got the knobby tires on that and the Mongoose thing, but the frame was so weak, and I went and did a jump down in this thing and bent the whole frame like that, like the week one in California. So that was my favorite gift.
First car growing up?
Well, let's see. My first car growing up was a Lamborghini. No, that was not true. It was a beautiful cherry red stick shift 1970 station wagon Volvo. With a killer cassette player in it, and then a CJ7 Jeep, which I still have.
But I believe the front seat was like a bench seat, right?
In the Volvo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a bench. Did you have one too?
There was some good things about it.
Yeah, and the those are good things. And the back of it is funny. I don't even think they make them anymore. But the back had a seat like this that faced oncoming traffic, right? And there was no seat belts in those days. And there's just a little sheet of glass like that. And I just remember sitting there with my sister and brother in the back seat like this on these trips on the freeway, and cars coming like right up, and you could just see the driver. Like it's got to be outlawed today.
All right, couple more. Who was your childhood hero?
Childhood hero. It's my dad. Hands down. Hands down. My dad was in World War II. He was in the Korean War. He has 8 brothers, one of 12. And he managed to serve his country and follow his passion. He's a songwriter. He's a director. But mostly, honestly, he's a family man, and he kept it always that way. And he always said, never forget who your friends are. And he also taught me this. He said, find something you love to do, and you'll never work a day in your life. And that's kind of what I'm doing, and I'm very blessed to do that.
Oh, okay, that was a good one. Let's just finish up with this. If you could choose one word to define you, what word would that be?
One word to define me. Thank you. Let's hear some. I don't know. I mean, sensei. That would be a good one. I would say optimist. You know, I think I see the good in things. That's just like a default setting I have. I find the good in things. So I'm an optimist. And what was the other one? Sensei? Yeah, and sort of a sensei to some things, sort of. So that's what. Is that one word? No.
That'll work. Okay, so, all right, Brian, we got one last question.
Yeah, we always like to ask this because our fans obviously express their love of pop culture through pop. What is it like to be a pop?
To be a pop. Well, what I love about the Pops when they first came out is that they finally got my likeness right. It's cool, man. I mean, you know, it's surreal. It's surreal. Oh, there he is. There he is. Yeah, there's been a lot of Johnny dolls, but this one just nails it. I love it. It's cool. I love what you guys are doing. I love the fandom of it. I love you guys. I love being part of pop culture. Is a lot of fun. It's strange. That's not what I set out to be. I set out to be an actor. I didn't really dream of anything outside of acting. I love to play roles. I love to act, and I love to make art. All the rest that's come with it has just been a big surprise, and I guess the word that would define me best, I guess, is really thankful, grateful. So it's awesome. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
William Zabka, baby. William Zabka.
Thank you, guys. Oh, wait.
Give it up for William Zabka, everybody.
I can't go away without one thing. September 9th, Cobra Kai Season 5 comes out. Please check it out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Okay. All right, so it's time to build a pop. I got to figure out which guy I want to build. I think I've got an idea. He's looking, he's getting there. I'm not going to announce who this is quite yet, but it's near and dear to my heart. Only problem is we're missing Speedos. I'm almost done. This should be like a contest of who can build it the fastest and then hit a buzzer. He was just going to be regular, but I'm going to superhero him. This is the Chaz Osborne from Back to School Super Pop. He's got the weight. He doesn't have the Speedos, but he does have a cape because Chaz Osborne walked with a little stride and he had a towel and he threw it like a cape. So this is the new Chaz Osborne from Back to School. I suggest you get these in mass production ASAP. Build a pop. Chaz Osborne. Coming soon to a theater near you, or a pop store, or a Walmart, or Hall H.